Hey, how's it going? I'm sorry for the delay, but as you know, Russia is to blame. Anyway, look at all these people waiting. And for me, hopefully you can hear me and everything's good. Got a lot of questions. Ooh, got some questions in the queue already. All right, good news. You may even get to see my little brother. Um, he's coming in to do the Prince of the Universe podcast tonight, so maybe he will join us for a brief time. All right. Sean, hog all the questions you want. All right, so let's get this started. Let's get to I didn't have this queued up. I'm sorry, I'm running a little late. Wait a minute. That looks a little grainy. Video looks grainy. Hold on, let me make sure. My video is clear. Maybe it's just my connection. I don't know. It looks grainy. All right. See how I'm going there. All right. Let's get this. Sorry. I wasn't prepared. Need to get prepared.
My Star Wars expanded.
Hey, hello. It looks grainy on the video. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Lots of questions. Lockjaw says, what are your thoughts on Star Wars Explained? I don't really think I've seen it. Yeah, the video is bad. I don't know why. I am getting a good feed from my end, but then I look at it's looking to get a little bit better. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see here. It's clearing up now. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm saving that question for later. Spencer says, did I ever read any Back to the Future EU? There's a little there, comic books, TV, etc. No, I didn't even know about it until you asked that question. So I'll have to check it out. Dak says, will the finale of Matt's Expanded Universe be filmed live from your kid's high school graduation? No. Where does 2018 rank among the most disappointing seasons for the Mets? I don't even think it's in the top 5. It's disappointing, but this is business as usual. And Dylan, shut up just because your Dodgers made it in there. You're all so high and mighty. Let's see. Jenna Acolyte asks, with you finishing up Star Wars Rebellion and Star Wars Empire, are there anyone that you wish appeared in those series, like Pelion, Jansen, or General Ritz, which is the red-bearded man from the animated part of Holiday Special? That is hilarious. You know what? To be honest, that'd have been cool if they would have taken that character and given him a story in those comic book issues. I heard that Randy Stradley hated being tied to canon. He hated his comic book, Dark Horse being tied to canon. He felt that limited him. He wanted to tell stories over and over again, the same story over and over again about the Rebellion era. And so he didn't want to be connected to the books. Like, very rarely did they connect to the books. There were some authors that went ahead and made connections, but he didn't want to do that. And I think that was detrimental to Dark Horse. I think they would have benefited a lot more if they would have connected more with the books, worked with the authors. If you don't want the same, I mean, if you think about it, Timothy Zahn Stackpole writing comic books too, excuse me, that would have been awesome. And I think they would have sold more if they would have given more, like, maybe it doesn't have to be the actual writers. Have their comic book writers team up with the actual book writers, say, what story can we tell in between your book or around your book? I think that would make those comics way more wildly successful. But for some reason, Stradley didn't ever want to do that, or so I heard. Question number 3, do the Twin Sons have any plans to go to a celebration in Chicago? Yes, they do. Excuse me, I'm sorry, congested a little bit today. But anyway, yes, they are. Brian had invited me to go, and I had to decline. But I would love to go. I'd love to go. But yes, they're going to be there, so go out there and show your support for them. I'm super excited about it, to get another invitation to come out there. Let's see. A lot of congratulations. Q&A. Michael says, what are your thoughts and comments on the Star Wars Legends Epic Collection? He said the Phantom revealed comic books released this month. I mean, I've already said everything I can. I'm not getting them because I already have them, but I think they're nice copies or nice additions that Marvel are bringing out. Tell me something more about the Clone Wars being continued for another season. I have nothing else to say. I did a video on it. Who will be elected to be the world leader this year? I don't know. My vote is for Waru. Which Star Wars expanded universe female blonde character is your technical favorite? I don't know, man. You're being very specific. You want me to say someone. I don't really know who you want me to say. There's some redheads I like. There's some brunettes I like. There's even a girl with white hair that I like. Blonde, nothing comes to my mind right now, even though I'm sure there's a good one. I mean, you have Tahiri, you have goodness. I'm sure there's other people. I don't know. I don't know that one. Very specific question though. Tell us more about your additional feedback or comments on all Star Wars games, not related to board games. Well, I really can't because I don't really play the video games that much. My favorite game was X-Wing Rogue Squadron for N64, and I may have a modded SNES now, Mini, and it can't play. It has some N64 games on there, but it doesn't have that one, so that's kind of sad. I want to fix that. Even though I have my old N64 somewhere around here with that game. I just need to dig that out of a closet and start playing it because I really did enjoy that game. But after that, I didn't really play that many games, so I don't feel like I'm the authority to talk about games. Maybe someone else can talk about video games, but I don't want it to be me. What are your goals and dreams for Star Wars Celebration 2019 Chicago Convention towards the Twin Suns Foundation? What do you like to see happening? Well, of course, I like to see that table get a lot of support, as it always does. Lucasfilm has always been really nice to him. Del Rey's always been nice to him. I like those to continue. I would have loved to have gone, not only to show my support, just to be there with everyone. I would love to talk to Jennifer Heddle. I have an idea for her I'd like to talk about. I would just love to talk to a few people and just see some people, see Star Wars fans, see the Twin Suns people too. They're really awesome. Other things I would like to see, I want to see Brian do the Snoopy dance on top of the Twin Suns Foundation table, which I heard if you do a $100 donation, he will do on the spot by request. I'd also like to see Dylan make out with someone dressed up as Rey or BB-8 or a Porg. What do they call them? Plorgs. I would really like to see that. I may donate $100 to see that. Dylan making out with a cosplay girl. Hey, that may happen. Rumor has it that has happened before at Celebration. Just saying. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, Revenist. Wait, you have all those board games, but you don't have a chess set? Yeah, I know. I gave my chess set away. I don't really play it anymore. If I do ever see someone who wants to play, I will definitely play with them. But no one wants to play chess anymore. So that's why. But one day I'll get a different chess set, I'm sure. I just forgot I'd given it away. It was a small little dinky plastic set, though. You also asked, do you have a favorite comic issue? I'm going to talk about my favorite comic books, my favorite books and stuff like that later on. Like when I'm done with all the EU in chronological order, I may start doing top 5s of children's books, young adult books, comic books, short stories, regular novels, stuff like that. I think that'd be fun. You also asked, where are you going to place the 2013 Dark Horse Star Wars series on the timeline? Said, I believe they stated they are to be placed only a few months after A New Hope. So are you deviating from that? No, I'm not. In fact, this week I'm going to start talking about them. I have a very interesting take that may surprise you. All right, Lego Joe Man, you asked me a Matt Chat question, but it's not enough for me to talk about for a Matt Chat. Like, what do you think of the way authors cover the history and invention of the lightsaber in the EU? That's very limited. There's not much to talk about. I mean, it's fine. You're talking about Dawn of the Jedi. I mean, basically. And I basically talked about Dawn of the Jedi, the comic book, and it's all right. I mean, it's fine, I guess, for what it is. I would have loved to have seen Oh my goodness, Ralph McQuarrie's artwork where it has a charger pack to the lightsaber. I would have loved to have seen that, you know, at one point in the history, but unfortunately no one wanted to incorporate that because I thought that was really ingenious. I thought they should have done that for Tales of the Jedi, and then when they didn't do it for Tales of the Jedi, I was really hoping they'd do it for Dawn of the Jedi, but they never did. That was a missed opportunity in my opinion. Because, I mean, it makes sense that the lightsaber wasn't always, you know, charged by crystals. Maybe it was charged by a power pack. I don't know. The Knicks official. If you could cosplay as any EU Star Wars character at a convention, who would you imagine dressing up as that EU fans would recognize straight away? I mean, EU fans would recognize Kate Skywalker because I saw someone dressed as Kate Skywalker one time. I thought was awesome. But I would want to be Kip Duran, but there's really no way to, you know, dress up like him. So maybe Bullocks and Blue Max. I think that'd be a cool costume, wouldn't it? Tony says, any thoughts on Vin Diesel playing Bloodshot for Valiant Comics? You know, I didn't know that until you told me, but I think that's a good match. Also, Tony says, now it's going to be a father or parent. Is there any kids or family movies that you won't let the twins watch due to blatant adult innuendos? For example, Cat in the Hat with Michael Myers. I'd probably let them watch. I wouldn't let them watch Cat in the Hat because it sucks. But I'd definitely let them watch, I mean, shoot, Animaniacs, which has some innuendos I didn't realize until rewatching it recently. I'd let them watch that. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'd have to see. Case-by-case basis. How's that? Josh, I saved your questions for last because there's one I really liked on here. Let me go through your first three, though. How do the West End games and other RPGs fit into the hierarchy of canon? For the most part, they're C canon. There are some magazines that came out with West End Games adventures that were, and Leland Shee talked about this in the forums, it's kind of muddy on whether they're canon or not because did they have permission to print these stories? Because West End Games had permission, but they gave out permission to other magazines to print stories. Or did they? Or did the magazines just take it on their own and say, hey, here's an adventure you can play with this? It was really loosey-goosey back then in the 90s. And Lucasfilm wasn't putting a hard, you know, crunch on licenses as they do now. So it's hard to tell whether some of this stuff is officially canon or not. Now, there are some short stories that have been approved from these other magazines that you can all get on a drive-through-rpg.com, I think. But some of them are canon, some of them were never determined. And Leland Shee cannot find in the West End Games contract, if I remember right, he couldn't find in West End Games contract if they were allowed to sublet the stories out to other magazines, or did these magazines do it on their own? And if so, are they canon? That was a big question. I have read them all, and I don't think anything, they didn't really deal with main characters. They were just mainly adventure ideas with very, very brief short stories, if any. So in my opinion, yes, I think they'd all be C canon. Anakin Skywalker versus Ulic Qel-Droma. Who do you think would win in a fight? Anakin would win. I'd be pulling for Ulic Qel-Droma the whole way because I love him. When the EU is continued, that's the way you ask a question. When the EU is continued, do you think they should make more Clone Wars stories starring Kota from The Force Unleashed since he uses his own troopers instead of clones? I think that'd be cool. That'd be nice, but if they had to focus on just one storyline, I would hope it would be the post-Jedi story, me personally. Your next question, your last question, which is the one I like. Since you're having kids now, yay, what Star Wars books would you recommend to them? Okay, great question there. I've actually thought about this for a long time. I've thought about this. So maybe when they're, 4, 5, 6, they'll be watching the movies, on and off. And I thought, I don't care how they watch them, original trilogy first or in prequels second, or prequels first and original trilogy last. I would probably do it that way, not because of the order of movies they watch in. I just think that the original trilogy is better than the prequels. And so that way the movies would get better for them. Now, as kids, they probably wouldn't care. They'd love the prequels just as much, if not more. So we'd watch all the movies first, and then after that, when they're excited, we would start with some baby books, like some of the Ewok children's books I told you about. Like there's some other children's Star Wars books, there's the little golden books. We start off easy like that. Then as they get to that, 7, 8, 9 age, we start delving into maybe some young adult books like the Jedi Quest, Jedi Apprentice books, Last of the Jedi books, Galaxy of Fear, stuff like that. We, slowly wean them higher and higher. And then as it got to the 10, 11, 12 and on, 10 to 16, I would start reading to them some of the big novels. And we'd also look over some comic books, 10 to 12. I'd add the comic books in there as well. I'd start adding comic book stories. And then 12 to 16, we definitely start doing the novels, because that's where they really can start listening to novels and not being bored. And they won't need the visual aid that a comic book gives you or the simplicity that children's stories get you. And I may throw some short stories in there too while they're growing up. But then when they get, like I said, the 13 to 16 range, they're starting to take on novels. And at that point, we start rolling through the series, maybe in chronological order, the books in chronological order, maybe. I'm thinking that. And my dad used to read to us every night. It was super, super fun. It was super fun when he would read to us every night, and he'd read us a few chapters a night. If you have kids and you don't read to them at night, you may want to start making that a tradition. And they're never too young to start doing that too. I may even read to them at night some of the children's books. But my dad did that all the time. He was really good. I mean, like Jim Daly good. Jim Daly, I'm listening to his audiobooks from Harry Potter. He's really good. My dad did different voices too, and he was really good. I would have to practice a little bit, but I think if I had practice reading children's books, then when I got to the novels, I could be pretty decent at it. But I'd like to read to the kids at night, maybe another chapter or two, because I remember at night, my dad reading a few chapters, say, all right, good night. We're like, no, Dad, one more chapter, please, please. We won't even talk after you turn off the lights. We'll go to bed, just one more chapter. And that was just good memory. So I would probably like to do that as well. Read them some stories, read them some novels. I say the 13 through 16, because in 4 years, you can make it through most of the novels if you're reading every night to them. And also, when they get to 17, they're getting older. They're seniors in high school. They got driver's licenses. They aren't really caring as much. Maybe they do, because to be honest, it was all through college. Dad would start reading to us on Sunday afternoons. And we'd all, even though I was in college and I wasn't living in the house back then, I'd still come over for Sunday afternoons and he'd read a book and we'd just sit there and listen. It was great. It was great. It's still a tradition we kept up. But life gets a little bit more busy for you because they start getting jobs and stuff. And they're going to get jobs at like places I like to eat, like Firehouse Subs and Taco Bell, because I want the hookup. They're going to earn their keep around here. But no, and so that's what they're going to be reading. Well, that's hopefully. And then maybe they want to read on their own. But see, there's other books besides Star Wars I'd want them to read. Lord of the Rings, Narnia Chronicles. Those are other stuff we're definitely going to read. The Bone series, comic book series, definitely. The C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy, which I'm about to reread. Sherlock Holmes, Jurassic Park. I'm looking at my bookshelf. That's why I'm craning my head around. So there's a lot of good books I would love to read to them. And then a couple of other classics, too, that I just love to read. So hopefully a lot of reading. Hopefully they'll get interested on their own and they'll be able to read through their old man's library and it'll be fun. Now, I know the question someone's going to ask, what if they want to watch the new movies? What if they want to watch new books? They're more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop them. The missus was watching the new movies for a short time until she got bored and stopped. I didn't stop her. I don't really care. That's fine with me. Fine with the kids like that too. But to be honest, I mean, it could happen, but a lot of kids fall in love with the things their parents love. For instance, I know, me and all my brothers, we know James Taylor and Barry Manilow songs. Why? Because my mom was a big Barry Manilow fan and my dad was a big James Taylor fan. And so you kind of inherit the music from your parents. Whatever they listen to, you listen to as well. You also have your own taste, but you follow those old things you listen to. What else? My dad only used to watch college football and baseball growing up. So I only watch college football and baseball, and I don't even watch college football that much anymore. I'm basically all baseball now. I'm a huge baseball fan. If you don't like baseball, folks, or you think baseball's okay, check it out right now. The playoffs are coming up, and the playoffs are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Dylan, I know you're watching right now, and I really wish teleportation existed so you could watch all these games with me. Not that I really like Dylan, but he likes baseball, so I got to have someone next to me. That would be fun to sit with Dylan and watch the show. Dylan, if you come down here and watch the World Series with me, you can stay with me, and I'll buy you a big old barrel of cheese poofs. You can eat to your heart's content. Dylan, last time he was over at my house, he asked if he could eat some of the missus's cheese poofs. I said, sure. Dude ate half the barrel. I can't blame him, though, because after I got a new one, when I got back, I had to buy a new one for the missus, and I found myself popping those in, and I ate a full quarter of that big barrel before I went, what am I doing? I need to stop. Man, those things are, they're addictive, and they just go down smooth. There you go, Dylan. Cheesy poofs if you come down and watch the World Series for me. I also have some Pib in the fridge, and I got some Crystal Pepsi. Crystal Pepsi's back out. You know how much I love Crystal Pepsi. I've been hoarding it because I'm on a 30-day diet right now, and I've only got 18 days left on my 30-day diet. No, 17 days left. It's the second. So just trying to shave off a little weight every time I go to different places. Traveling with a company, I eat well, but I do not eat healthy. And so I put on a few pounds. And then when it gets to where my pants do not need a belt, that's when I know I got to get on the diet. Why? Because if I do the diet now, it only takes me 30 days to lose the weight I need. And then I can go back to eating whatever I want. Now, when I'm here, when I'm at the house, I eat in a lot. I don't eat out that much. I eat very responsibly too. I mean, I'll have pizza every once in a while, like everyone will, but I'm not gorging out on snacks and sweets the whole time. In fact, even before the diet, the missus and I really toned down on all the sweets, which I felt bad because on board game nights, people would come over and go, do you have anything with sugar? And I was like, we have actual grain sugar, but that's about it. We don't have any sweets here. And I need to be a better host. If any of my board game groups listening, they're like, yes, you do. Last time someone had to chomp on stale chips because I was going on the diet. And I thought, well, I don't need all this food. So we stopped getting snack food too. And now I don't have anything in there. And when we had guests over, what was it, last week? He's like, do you have anything? I said, yeah, I got some old chips. I felt bad. So next time he comes, I'm going to make sure I get him anything he needs. I need to be a better host. But anyway, so yeah, 30-day diet, knocking that out. But when I'm done, it's Crystal Pepsi time, baby, and Pib. And we live in a Coca-Cola bottling plant city. Is one of the first Coca-Cola bottling plants ever was here. And they make Surge. And so we're one of the few people. You have to buy Surge exclusively on Amazon, I think, still. But in Monroe, they sell it here because we're in, Coca-Cola's bottling company. So they can sell Surge. It's like $1. It's a big can, too. And it's always at Walmart. And every once in a while, I'll pick up a Surge. Like you really wanted to know all this. But anyway, let's see. Sean has a lot of questions. After reading Empire and Rebellion, I would like to see more old clones acting as drill sergeants or military advisors of the Rebel Alliance. What do you think? Did you like Abel? Yeah, Abel's a good character. The thing is, you can't have all of them doing that because they eventually just all died out by this time, and there aren't that many left. Sure, you could have a few, and you could tell some stories about a few, but there wouldn't be that many. I like it more when it's more rare, I would say. Also, do you think the Empire had a military pension scheme or disability allowances for retired injured clones? No, they did not. Or stormtroopers, making signing up more attractive? No. Actually, in any time we read about recruitment in the Empire, they don't talk about their benefits. They talk about serving for the glory, restoring order to the galaxy, do your civic duty, And it seemed like, according to the Steel Chronicles, they had a really shoddy working conditions too. It's like throw them in bucket seats and have them go out there and fight, and they were just fodder. That's how the Empire treated them, unfortunately. But I would say no pension plan. Boo for the Empire. Tetsuro Wrath. I'd like to see if Matt gets a chance discussing the blatant error in the Sansweet Star Wars Encyclopedia How could any fan put Vader with a blue lightsaber and Luke with a red one? Woo! That was a problem with editing. There's also something else that's in the encyclopedia by Steve Sansweet. This is the one he's talking about. If you see on the cover, Vader has a blue lightsaber and Luke has a red, and everyone made fun of it. They're like, what? On the cover? That's a huge mistake. But there's another here that, and no one probably knew that, but there's another thing in here. They think it's a joke, and I'm trying to find it real quick. If I can't find it, but there's a picture, and no one knows the story behind it, because I know this was asked on Star Wars Insider, and they said, is this a secret inside joke? What's the story? And the insider goes, wow, we didn't even know that. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. And I didn't know what they were talking about, so I looked it up in my book, and I saw it. There's a picture. It's not here. It's a picture of a Star Destroyer, and it has something written on it as a joke, and no one noticed it until this one guy, and I've read through this cover to cover, and I didn't even recognize it. I mean, if I don't find it, I'm going to stop here in a minute, but I can't remember what it said. I'm looking, but I remember it said something on the side of the Star Destroyer. I'll have to find it. There may be someone. Man, I wish I knew. I'm looking up all the Star Destroyers now. There's a billion every time they mention a Star Destroyer. But it has something written on the side of it, and someone goes, is that real? Or what was the story with you adding that in? And they didn't know. They had to look it up. All right, well, I'll randomly be flipping through this while I'm talking to you, because that's annoying just watching me flip through a dictionary. Are you happy with Shaak Ti's demise? Why did she look for Obi-Wan? Why didn't she look for Obi-Wan and Yoda? Why did she not join the rebellion? The one thing about the Force Unleashed that bugs me. Let me talk about that, Sean, when I get to Force Unleashed. Let me talk about that. Let me say, not because I don't want to give you an answer, because I want to formulate. Let me think on that one. Formulate a good answer. If Obi-Wan, Yoda, Shaak Ti, Voss, Ferris, Olin, Coda, Ahsoka, Luke, and all the others teamed up together to get Vader and Palpatine, could they win? Maybe not, because at the same time, no. It would be a big one, but that'd be a good match. I don't know. See, Luke, young Luke, like if you're doing this rebellion era, well, everyone's around, while Yoda and Obi-Wan. I mean, I'm trying to put this in a real world scenario, which it kind of wouldn't. So I don't know. That's a could you, would you? Do you like the Legacy era? Yes. I don't like how technology uniforms are not involved over 100 years. Well, yeah, that's my problem with the Old Republic. Nothing advances. Now, someone told me that Jason Fry, I think, wrote something about how technology inventions have come to a standstill and there's very slow growth to explain it. But we're talking not just 100 years, Sean, but a million years. I mean, try tens of thousands of years, and we still have lightsabers. We still have light speed, hyperspace, stuff like that. Congrats on my twin sons. That would be funny. I didn't think about that play on words. Dark Phoenix says, how have I been? Pretty good, dude. Pretty good. Does anyone want to be in my dinner theater? I'm missing one guy. I'm one guy short. I'll find someone, I'm sure. Are we going to raise kids on Naboo? Nah, I'd raise them on Endor. Instant teddy bear. Live teddy bears there. Would you want a remastered X-Ray? Would you want a remastered holiday special DVD? Heck yes, with interviews. Who would interview? Man, it's too bad. But I would love to have heard what what's her name? Why am I bad with names today? Golden Girls. Someone's going to tell me in the thing. I want to hear her interview where, doggone, it's going to drive me nuts. I'm blanking on her name, and I talk about her all the time, too. Anyway, supposedly she did the movie without even knowing it was a Star Wars movie. How did you not know you were in a Star Wars movie? She said she didn't know. Maud did not know she was in a Star Wars movie. Dadgummit, Megan! I can't remember her name. Someone's going to tell me later on. Everyone's screaming it, and I'm not down to those comments right now. Be author! Ha! I had to think about it. Man, my mind is off tonight. The reason I should know be author, well, I'll tell very short. There was a trophy called the Be Author. It was a multicolored unicorn that if you did something brazen on stage, theater stage, you were awarded the Be Author, and everyone kept one-upping each other, where now you really have to do something bold to get the Be Author after the last winner. Or you just have to do something bold in public to get the Be Author. We have I think people who watch my early Saturday morning Cinema Flange, you heard us joke about Be Author. We do love Be Author. And I couldn't remember a name. I'm a little ashamed. I mean, if any of those guys are watching, I'm going to get shamed for it. All right, so I'm slowly going through the encyclopedia as I'm answering questions. Hey, Matt, what order would you recommend reading the Han Solo books? I watched Solo movie. I liked it, and now I want to read those books. Okay, well, they're not connected to these books, but I would read, be honest, Brian Daley's trilogy, fantastic, and Crispin's trilogy next, super good. I would read it in that order. But they're both excellent reads. I'm trying to read about the New Republic. What comics should I read in the New Empire? And the New Republic, you don't have many. You have Crimson Empire and Dark Empire, which are both phenomenal. And then the sequels to those, I'm trying to think of what else. Not much came out in the New Republic era. Leviathan, Union came out toward the end. And that's the thing. I wish Dark Horse would have made more stories within the New Republic era with the books. Shit, man. Oh, Dylan says he doesn't know for sure. Are there any books and comics other than the Essential Guide specifically involving the Gree? Oh, you know what, Tony? Great question. I have no idea. That's for Wikipedia. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Dark Phoenix, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons, and have you tried a Star Wars themed D&D games in the past? Funny you should mention that. Here's what my board game group. Let me go real quick here. Board game group. The original board game group. Most of them are all D&D guys now. I mean, heavy D&D. They play it all the time, and they don't live here anymore. A lot of them live in New Orleans now, which is way far away. But they come in for the holidays, and we'll play. I'll play board games with them when they're here. But they all went pure D&D, and they do a lot of it online, and they meet up on the weekends or on the weeknights and do D&D. My current group is getting splintered because a lot of them just announced they're leaving my game group and going to D&D. I guess that's the next step, and I just never taken that step. Now, to be honest, if they do a Star Wars D&D again, which I know they will eventually, I will have to join in because they used to. To be honest, my buddy, he used to be D&D. Before I was board games, he was always D&D. And they invited me, but I wasn't into board games and definitely not in D&D. And I said, no, I don't want to do it. But then they tell me about all these adventures they have. I was like, dang, I should have done it. So next time they do a Star Wars adventure, I'm all in. I have all the West End books, and they're dungeon. He's an experienced dungeon master, so we could do it. So maybe I should talk to him about doing that. But right now, I'm losing another group to D&D. It's so weird. So I'm trying to build up a new board game group again, where I had a plethora of people to play with. Now I scrap most nights to get people to come in and play. And some nights we just cancel altogether because we can't get enough people. That's just because lives have changed. That's all it is. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me get the doorbell. It's probably my little brother. He did not get my message. I'll be right back. All right, you get to meet my brother. He's going to come on. Put on some pants at least. Jeez, for crying out loud. All right, let me make sure you get in the camera here. All right, he's coming in. Let's see. Let me make sure you're in the camera. Where's the camera? There it is. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Well, this is my brother. His brother. Oh! Look, you got the printed book.
I just did a little band.
Oh, you did a print. Okay, we'll do your little commercial later. A little ad there.
What is this?
For the millions of people that are watching.
Millions, huh?
I don't know if it's millions. Maybe hundreds.
Is this a Star Wars
Maybe
thing?
50, yes.
We're talking about.
We're answering
The
questions here. The Russians. Oh, I already made that joke, yeah. Where was I? Oh, so anyway, D&D. Yes, I'd like to play D&D, but maybe later. Maybe later. Definitely would like to do some Star Wars D&D. Oh, Guri is blonde. You're right, Tahiri. Tenoka was blonde. I thought she was redhead. Tonfar, blonde. Maybe Tahiri out of those choices. Thank you. You know what, Dark Phoenix? You're right. If the game master is bad, then you won't enjoy the game. To be honest, the first time I played Descent, if you know, it's kind of like it's a mix between a board game and D&D. And if you have a bad dungeon master, he can really ruin the experience. So I completely agree with that. Actually, it's his kids that I play a lot of games with when I talk about my nephews. So it's his kids coming over and playing games.
They have a good time.
Yeah, they really love Descent. You're one of the youngest ones. I ask him, so what do you want to play? Descent. Tell us. Always. So he wants to play. So we know the Empire mined and enslaved entire planets, but did they practice colonization and put human settlers on aliens' worlds? I don't know. You know who touches on that? Fantasy Flight. And it was really good. I thought it was interesting. Hold on, I'm looking through my books here to figure out which one. One of them, I can't remember which one, but there's one where they talk about settlers, which I thought was really interesting. But as far as I know, the Empire, no, they did not. Dylan said he'd eat a porg. No, I mean make out with a porg, Dylan. Not you can't eat a porg. Porgs aren't eaten. That's not funny. Porgs are people. Do you know what a porg is?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Oh.
It's my favorite.
you just lost book sales.
No,
porg. What'd you think of porgs? Tell them while I'm reading these.
well, they're not as interesting as Ewoks. If we're talking about cute, able to sell as plush doll.
They look like someone put a gremlin in a microwave. That's what they look like.
Yeah, what's the?
I had a cruder way of saying that off camera, but
yeah.
say what?
The non-evolved gremlin. What is that called? Fergie? It's not a Fergie.
No, a Fergie. Oh, Weequay. A week something. What's a gremlin before it's a gremlin? It's a Weekie or Weekray or something.
Weequay. Watched that with Christmas a couple years ago.
Did you really?
Did
you watch 2 as well?
I rented it for them and then left the room.
It's funny.
Mm.
It's funny.
Yeah. They liked it.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix. Yeah, give him the gaming questions for real. Snoopy, I will play chess with you. Great. I'd love to play chess with someone. Tony's going to put up 100 for you, Dylan. Yeah, go ahead. What's your favorite droid? What is my favorite droid? Maybe an R2 unit? I don't know. I like a 3PO unit, though.
IG-88.
IG-88 is his. Oh, that's nice. An assassin droid. What's your favorite blue-haired character? Green-haired character? You guys are nuts. Thoughts on Legends Only fans judging canon books without actually reading it? Yeah, no, they shouldn't do that. I did a video on that a long time ago. I don't know why people who know, let's just say this. Not only let's say they did read it, but they went in with the mindset of saying, I'm going to tear this book apart. Well, yeah, you can tear anything apart. But if you went in there with, like people watching the movie, I'm watching this movie, but I'm going to hate it. Well, why watch it? Why waste your time? There are a billion other books I would rather read than new canon books. And if these people, some of these people, you're right, some of them don't read it and bash it, but some people read it with the intent to bash. I don't understand. I don't understand. But it seems to me like a waste of time. I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should waste your time. Don't go see a movie that you already think you're going to hate, unless you're really going to go in there with an open mind. Like everyone's like, Matt, please watch episode 7. Why? So I can get ticked off? No, I don't need to. And I don't want to spoil it for other people who do like it. You know, you're just, you can pick anything apart. Anything can be picked apart. But why ruin someone else's fun? That's what I say. And we say, and you know what? To be honest, the Legends fans that do that, it's not fair when you say, oh, those EU haters, they haven't read most of that stuff. They just go off hearsay and, you know, myths, and they hate the stuff. Yeah, but you're doing the same thing. So, oh, you know what? You're right. Lightsaber charge packs were in the early Tales of the Jedi. You're right, Dylan. I forgot about that. Why won't Chris post my articles? Says Dylan. I don't know. I need to talk to Chris about that. Actually, I need to get back more involved. But yeah, he needs to post more of your articles then if you have them. I'll look into that, Dylan. Such a diva. Canon is EU. Actually, to be honest, well, new canon is what's out right now. Old canon, now therefore Legends, is the EU. It can be your canon, I get that, but officially that's what it is. Would I have liked to have seen a story or a series about guild assassins in Star Wars, or would I have wanted to write it? I want to see a story or series about guild. Yeah, that'd be cool. Guild of Assassins. That'd be neat. I'd like to see that. Everything they've done so far in the EU is just really, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
Has anyone read the Greg Rucka Smuggler's Run? It's a Han Solo book.
What's that?
I just got it.
Is that a new book?
Yes.
Oh.
Greg Rucka.
Okay.
He did Wonder Woman.
Oh, the comic book.
Well, no, it's a little book. I got it at the dollar store for $1.
Oh. You know, there's actually at the dollar store they have a bunch of the. Yeah. By the way, if you want to get any new Star Wars fiction, there is a lot of books at Dollar Trees right now. Mm-hmm. They liquidated a bunch of those books.
Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, no, I saw the Luke had one. Leia had one.
There's a lot of the Leia ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Luke and Han when I went, but you know they'll have more. Star Wars toys are coming to Dollar Tree too, I hear.
The Lost Jedi.
The Lost Jedi. That's a UK.
It's not the last one.
2-part series. It's not a book. It looks like a book, but it's almost like a choose your own adventure, which is kind of neat.
Did you read through it?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Have I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender or Legends of Korra? No. Have you?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Have you really watched them?
Not all of them. I actually haven't seen Korra.
How's Avatar: The Last Airbender?
It's awesome. It's one of the best animated film or television shows.
Whoa! Really?
In the modern era.
Really?
Yeah. They're just sold to Amazon. Amazon's going to remake the series as a live action, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be probably less disappointing than the M. Night Shyamalan movie. But that's not hard.
Crazy Cash. Will Disney ever bring back Legends? I'm losing hope. Remember, they said let's hold off till after the original trilogy.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, it may not. It may not. But I think our biggest pull would be if Episode 9 underperforms like Solo, and we do a billboard again. I think that'd be funny. It'd be a good like We're Still Here. You know, it's time. More Star Wars is great for everyone.
Kathleen Turner re-up for 3 more years.
Well, actually, Kathleen Kennedy is up for 3 more years.
Kennedy.
Kathleen Turner.
Who is that?
I don't know.
She's an actress, I think.
I guess so. Bernadette Peters is up for 3 years too.
I know Star Wars things.
Crazy Cash. What do you think of Crystal Star? I'll save it for later. Did you read Crystal Star? You read a lot of the Bantam novels back in the day. He read just as much as me back in the day before he went to college. And then when he went to college, he kind of tailored off for him because life got too busy for him. But he read just as much as me back in the day when Star Wars first came out. Crystal Star was Vonda M. McIntyre.
Yes, that's the
Yeah, do you remember that one much?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Underrated or
Underrated? No, not very good.
Not
Man,
very good.
okay. So there's what my brother thinks. How does Yubnub feel about you and the missus adding to the family? Is there any jealousy yet? No. In fact, Yubnub is going to find himself a little Ewok lady, I think, and maybe
this little Ewok.
Whoa! Yub, you work quick. Whoa! What are you doing in my room when I'm not here? Whoa! Never mind. Yub has plenty of kids. Look at those kids.
Little Ewok.
I think we have names for this. He's called Pocket because when I was going through the antique store, he didn't have a price on him, and somehow he made it into my pocket.
His rating is right here.
I left a dime on the bookshelf. I found him because I didn't know how much he was worth. This guy, Megan's going to get mad at me. One of these is indoor. No, he's indoor. I don't know. One of these is, I think he's Lurdo, and he may be indoor.
Chukadru, come on.
Where's
Chukadru?
Chukadru. We grew up watching the Ewok movies all the time. Can the Shadows of the Empire comic book be enjoyed on its own, or should I read the novelization too? I'm a novel guy, so I say yes. I don't know. I didn't read the Shadows of the Empire comic book. He didn't either. We both read the novel, but we didn't read the comic book. And if I haven't announced this on my Expanded Universe videos, I will later on. I'm not going to be doing comic reviews of the books. I don't care what anyone says. I'm just not. A, I never got them. B, I know there's some different stuff in there, but it's basically just rehashing the story. In some cases, they're smoothing over continuity. I know that, but it's just not worth getting. I'd rather just get the novel. Let's see, which one is that? Oh, that's a good book. Timothy Zahn and Matt Wilkins teaming up together.
You're not on the cover.
I'm not on the cover because I don't sell books. My name doesn't sell. Oh my goodness!
Put you at the end.
I lost my place here. Jefferson, he reads to his kids every night until they're in the late teens. I read to them Jedi Apprentice series when they were around 8 or 9. That's cool. I was telling how Dad used to read to us at night. How cool that was. Yeah. You read to your kids, don't you? Yeah.
Doing,
what do you?
Lord of the Rings right now.
I told you. I want Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is awesome. How are they loving it?
Well, we just got past Tom Bombadil, which is where it picks up.
Oh, he's a merry fella.
They love Tom Bombadil.
His boots are his what? His shirt is green and his boots are yellow.
Boots are yellow.
Yeah.
They love Tom Bombadil. Where he saves them from the borrowways.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. Saves them. It's not in the movie, so. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
And tells them to get naked and lie in the sun. And then as Tom is always breaking out into dancing, they love that part. So we're into it.
Did you do The Hobbit first with them? Or did you skip The Hobbit?
I read The Hobbit previously. The younger ones haven't gotten it. So they're but
they're just jumping into adventure.
They'll read it at school though.
Oh, okay. All right.
So they'll get it.
I would read The Hobbit. If it was to my kids, I'd read Hobbit first, then Lord of the Rings.
I did it to the younger kids.
No, that's fine.
I mean
the
older ones.
The older ones, yeah. Those are so great. Have you done Narnia Chronicles with them?
Oh yeah.
Great stuff. When are you gonna do? I'm on Space Trilogy. I was telling them Space Trilogy is one I want. That's next on my reread list.
I just read it last year.
You did?
Yeah.
Still good?
Still good. Holds up.
Now I think you like the second book the best, right?
Well, at first it was my least favorite.
Oh, it was.
Now it's kind of my favorite.
Okay, I like the third one the best, which you didn't like as much if I remember right.
Well, actually,
I can't remember the names. I'm trying to look at. They're too small.
Out of the Silent Planet, Perelandra, and then That Hideous Strength.
I see. I thought they got better as it went on.
I think so too.
Every book got better. I mean, there's an eerie scene in what's called Perelandra.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, is that where he's talking to the dead corpse?
Oh,
on the planet. Yeah, it's creepy.
Eventually,
eventually. There's some creepy stuff in that. Those are good. If you like C.S. Lewis, His space trilogy is pretty solid. And I was telling him Bone. I love Bone.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I'd read. The kids have read Bone, right?
We started reading it together, and then something happened, and
Fell
we
apart.
didn't. And then too much time had passed, and
Maybe
we
after
didn't
Lord of the
get into it.
Rings, you can get them back into it.
But I'm trying to get the younger ones to sit with me and read it. But
Yeah, Bone's good, man.
Yeah.
That's solid stuff. All right. Hi, Matt. Have you ever heard about Star Wars Theory Darth Vader fan film? Yeah. I know someone's harping it on his channel. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, fan films to me, I think are meh most of the time. Have you seen a good Star Wars fan film? I mean, every once in a while I see a decent one.
Chad Vader.
That is funny.
Have you seen that one?
Yes. Works in a grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad Vader. I don't. How many did they do?
That's a series. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many they did, but I watched a little bit until they got the pink Darth Vader to help
Oh,
him
I
out.
didn't
The
see that
girl.
one.
Yeah, I saw those episodes and I stopped. It was good. It was funny.
I like that.
Have you ever tried to get into Doctor Who? No, I haven't. He has. Your kids are. Your kids are huge into Doctor
Well, I
Who.
started watching from the very beginning, which is a bad idea. The production values are super low. I could not get into it. I hear if you stick through the bad years, it gets better. I wasn't willing to do it though. But yeah, Jakey is into it.
Yeah, I know he's big into it. All right, hold on. Catching up. Wait, is that it? No, it just froze. There it is. All right, where was I? All right, hold on. Let me find my place. She's answering my question. I don't know when was that. Oh my goodness, how far back behind am I? Holy cow. All right, here we go. Tell something more about some of your favorite sport fan you would like to go for a game night. What favorite sport fan you would like to go for the game night? Sport fan? I'm missing the answer to that. I'm missing that question. Oh, hey, he's a big Braves fan, by the way. So his Braves are in the playoffs. How do you think they're going to do?
Well, hopefully the Rockies will win because we can have a chance against the Rockies. I don't know if we can beat the Cubs. We played the Rockies better this year.
I mean, the Rockies could beat the Cubs.
They're up by 1.
Hey! All right. Anyway, what's your favorite Netflix original show right now? I don't have Netflix at the moment, but I really liked, what was the last one I saw? Probably Stranger Things, which I still love. I thought season 2 was solid. I thought it was good. You liked Ozarka?
Ozark is fun.
You like that
Yeah,
one?
it's fun.
I like the Punisher series. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. Are you watching any other Netflix? Daredevil's okay. And Daredevil's good because of the Kingpin. Yeah. Any other things you watch on Netflix? You Netflixing something right now?
Yeah, but only good shows.
Oh, sorry.
Better Call Saul.
Oh man, are you
Awesome.
watching the new series?
Awesome. Well, I'm on whatever's on Netflix.
Holy cow! Better Call Saul, and I need to go back and look at Breaking Bad because Better Call Saul is killing it.
I think what he did is he made Breaking Bad, which is fun.
It's
well
great.
done.
Yeah, it's great.
Well done. But now he knows how to make television shows, and he's able to do. I think Better Call Saul is better and
Yes.
it's better done.
Yes,
Pretty amazing.
it is
stuff.
unbelievably phenomenal. Like there's only one more episode before the season ends. I'm like, what? I feel like it just started.
Yeah.
There's so much. You're right. He has perfected TV.
The worst part of the show is when it's connected to Breaking Bad, and it's not bad necessarily, but
It's unnecessary.
I wish it was
Yeah.
its own thing, so it didn't have to.
That is actually true, now that I think about it. Because Salamander, they show in one...
Salamanca?
Salamander. Wait, what show are you watching? Anyway, they show how he got the bell. Who cares? Who cares? You know, I mean, it's nice. Oh, there's the bell he rings. But who cares about that? I care more about this story going on. Or,
Right.
you know, I really care about Jimmy's story and his brother.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. Have you read Game of Thrones? I have not. Have you?
No, but I've heard it's well written.
By the way, George R.R. Romero is never going to finish the series. He's going to die before he finishes the series. So
speaking of dying before finishing the series,
yeah.
Can I interrupt?
Go ahead.
Wheel of Time was optioned by Amazon as well.
Really? Are they going to do the series?
They want their Game of Thrones. So Wheel of Time.
That's a good one.
Which you finished, right?
Yes. Brandon Sanderson wrote the last 3. It's down at the bottom. It's covered and stuff. Yeah, you can borrow those if you want.
I'll never read those.
Okay. They're decent. They drag a little bit toward the middle, and then Brandon Sanderson takes over into
it's like, what, this much?
14. Oh, it's a whole shell.
It's like 5 feet
It's a whole shell,
books.
yeah.
I can't do that. Too many books.
The most stupid thing Luke did in the EU, according to you. I would say it, but I'm going to get in trouble.
Not locking up Mara Jade earlier.
I would say not going for Mara Jade.
Really?
Yeah, I was always a fan of someone else and Luke getting together. I'm gonna hold off on that one. Matt, Monroe native here. Oh, well, hello. How's the new comic book store? Man, I don't. The new one? Did you go to Villains?
I hadn't been to Villains yet.
Okay, we have 2 comic book stores. Didn't you text me like the 90s? You said the 90s are coming back. I like. Oh, dadgummit, what's Wayne's store?
Galaxy?
Is it Galaxy? Whatever. I like Wayne's comic book store. Wayne is a comic book guy who's been around since the dawn of time, in and out of comic book stores. And I always get comic books whenever Wayne's around. And I'm actually going to be, he's going to pull something for me. The new Firefly comic's coming out, so I'm going to pull that for me. So I'm going to get back into comic books again. It's the perfect time. So, yeah, I'm excited. But I'm going to stick with Wayne, to be honest. I think Wayne's, I'm not going to choose sides here because Villains may be good. But when I went in, it was like, they have a lot of nice, old, expensive books. They have the very first Riddler and stuff like that. But I'm like, who's going to buy that? You know, who's going to spend $500? I'm not. You know, I don't know. But, I mean, hey, you know what? The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
I can't afford $5 a book anymore.
Brian, do you play board games? Let's see. Okay. There's a discussion going on here. How dare y'all have a discussion when it's about me? If the expanded universe continued, where do you think Legacy 2 volume would have gone? Agent Grady, let me answer that question. Oh, geez. Let me answer that question in 2020, I almost said. Let me talk. That may be a Matt chat for later. That's a good question, but let me think about that. Where Legacy would have gone. I talked about how I thought the original main post Jedi era would have gone. So maybe I should talk about where I thought Legacy should have gone. That may be a. Hold on. Let me get a pen. That may be a Matt chat there. Matt chat.
What is
this? This little videos called Matt chats where I just discuss different things. Where would Legacy have gone?
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a story. That's one that. They're gone. All right. I only got a few more minutes. What would your favorite setting for an alternate history story be? Holy cow. Favorite setting? I have no idea. Do you have one? For an alternate history story, what do you think would have been? I mean, that's something that's not already been. No, not in the Star Wars. I don't think he's saying Star Wars universe. I think it's just history period.
Oh.
Alternate history, like they've already done the Nazis one, right? That's Man in High Castle.
Yeah.
So what else would you do? Who did the book? Harry Turtledove did those books on if the Confederacy would have won.
Oh yeah. I've never.
And he did the other one. Did he do other? He does. Harry Turtledove writes alternate history books, and I hear they're good. I've never read them. That'd be interesting though.
Hannibal winning. That's good. Hannibal defeating Rome.
Rob found it. It says, and wherever it is, it says, "We break for nobody." And is that what it says in the encyclopedia? And that is a Spaceballs reference. I don't know where it is in this encyclopedia, but I think you're correct. All right. Maybe just a few more questions. What will you wanted to make the Force Unleashed 3 series happen for the expanding? I'd love to see the Force Unleashed 3. I think that'd be a great story to finish off. Dylan.
Still in the troublemaker.
Tales of the Jedi looked archaic, but it still didn't have. It still looked advanced. Did you read Tales of the Jedi comic book? Okay.
I've never read any of the comic books.
The new Battlefronts video game has Wisties from Endor. You know the Wisties? Go, Arena, fly. The little.
Oh, yeah.
She's ticklish. Star Wars Tinkerbells. Hey, Dylan, there's your next story. Wizzy. What was it called? Wisties? Wisties. The Tinkerbell of Star Wars. That's. I want you to write that. I'm not kidding, Dylan. Get to it. Would you be interested in doing some gaming live stream? A lot of people have talked about that. Someone's trying to talk me into doing that with board games, a live stream. Remember, we did that for Zombies last year when I had a bunch of people over. Maybe. I think live streams for video games. Board games are somewhat boring because you never get a good look at the board. So if I could get a better look at the board, maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Maybe next year. Oh, I love the B author references here now. All right, 2 more minutes. See if I can find some good questions here. What are your thoughts on Lucasfilm labeling everyone who disagrees with Kathleen Kennedy as sexist? Stupid. What do you think? You know, if you don't like the new movies, you are sexist. That's official. Even though we love Aliens with Ripley, we love strong female, we love Princess Leia, you know, Padme, everyone loved her, but
General Leia?
Those same fans, General Leia.
I don't know if it's Princess Leia. That's weird.
I'm telling you.
Kind of sexist and says she gave princess.
Guess so. I'm just sexist.
General enlisted.
Wow, I am behind. Descent, the PC game, was a great game. Never played that one. Wow, I totally fell behind the comments here. If you're talking about that now.
Hey, I got a question. Favorite film ever of all time?
Why did Artie McFly ask my brother a question?
It's because clearly I have excellent taste. It is Raiders of the Lost Ark, probably of all time.
Why?
Well, because any movie that ends with an act of God melting the face off Nazis, best reason to have a movie ever. I also like There Will Be Blood, which is probably the greatest film.
I drank your milkshake.
Yeah, wonderful.
There you go.
Anything from Paul Thomas Anderson, though. Short answer.
Mogwai. Mogwai is what they're called. Gremlins are called Mogwai.
Yeah.
Dang.
Which is also the chief bad guy in Last of the Mohicans. Right?
Mogwai, isn't it?
Mogwai. Oh.
Wait a minute. I think we just made a connection between Gremlins.
The same universe.
By the way, you should say Last Mohicans is a fantastic film. Tell him. There's only two. Hold on. There's only 2 songs that go through his head when he's running. What are they?
All right. So every time I run, which is not very often, but when I do, it's either the theme song of Magnum PI or the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack. Yeah, that's it. Every single time.
I'm gonna have you answer this one. Do you prefer Stackpole books or Aaron Austin X-Wing books? Oh, did you read all the X-Wing books?
I read.
You read Stackpole.
The first 2.
Oh, okay.
The first. There was 4.
Yeah. And then you stopped on Iron Fist, which was book 3.
Yeah.
And he didn't read Aaron Austin's. That's when he went to college and he got too busy to read. What do you think of the early concepts of Return of the Jedi described by Gary Cutts meaning no Death Star 2. Leia becomes queen. Han Solo dies with a bittersweet ending. I don't think I know all of the story on that one, so no. I know it was suggested that Han die, Luke go bad. You know, Luke was going to have a claw earring or something. It was very 80s, but they didn't go with that because George said no. Harrison Ford said because George said no because a dead Han Solo figure doesn't sell. That's what he said. Let me see. I'm seeing if you have any other questions.
Yeah, more questions from me. This is fun.
I don't see anything yet. Wondering if Star Wars the pinball game is considered Legends. No. It's funny though. Oh, what was your favorite Star Wars video game? I told him mine was Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron. I love that game.
Yeah, that's the only one I played.
Well, we played Super Star Wars, Super Empire, and Super Jedi, which I thought were fun.
Yeah, but I don't even remember those. I just remember the X-Wing one.
All right.
You got spoilers of Force Awakens there. You want me to hide that for you?
It doesn't matter. Shoot. Let's see. Okay, they're talking to each other. Oh, wait, did I get to the bottom? Yeah! Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, screw it. All right, that's it. We're done. Hey, you want to see more of us? You got to listen to Prince of the Universe next week. That's what we're doing. This is his new book out on Amazon.com right now for $2.99?
$2.99.
$3. You can get, not the book. This is a printed out version, but you can get the group of the Kindle version of short stories Progeny by H.W. Taylor, which happens to be his middle name, pen name, Taylor. Why the H.W.? You'll have to find out on Princes of the Universe. Folks, it's been a lot of fun. I will see you next time with another video, I guess. Enjoy double videos this week. See you later. Always fun. Bye-bye.